Hey everyone, it's Sarah. Hello. I just wanted to say that I'm so proud of everyone. That's something that I love to hear, and I know that you guys would want to hear that too. I've had a lot of questions, and it's great to have communication going back and forth. Tonight, I wanted to recap what I experienced. It was a coach that is very successful, and her name is Karen McDonald, and I got to go to the Coronado Middle School to meet up with her and the rest of the San Diego coaches down here in Southern California. So I literally was driving home today from Phoenix, Arizona, and I saw this post on the SoCal coaches that there is going to be an event here in Coronado at the middle school, which I did student teaching at. Basically, I did observation hours there, and I'm like, this is so bizarre. So I go there, and immediately, I get a text beforehand from a coach I met at a Super Saturday, and all of these, random connections start coming together. And I'm like, this isn't virtual anymore. This is real life. And that's something that I wanted to explain, that this company, it may seem like you are just typing away and you're not affecting people's lives, and creating relationships is kind of like a virtual thing. It's very real, and I think that is a blessing and a curse almost, that we're all separated, because the human touch is something that's really important. So first I want to get out there is meet with fellow Beachbody coaches in your area. It is a very powerful thing, and whether or not that they're on your team or on our team, I think that a point taken away from the speaker is she has helped mentor other people's coaches. So she was abandoned. She didn't have an upline. They didn't feel like, helping her out. So just know that, human connections are really an amazing thing. And what's coming up here in a couple months is Summit. And I know a lot of you have heard me talk about that, and that can be talked about a lot more. But let me come back to why I wanted to talk to you. I've had a really hard time this month. Success Club did not come easy, and I'm still working on it. And I started thinking about, well, what would I do? I'm plateauing. Why am I doing this? Okay, I've got girls calling me. I've got, people messaging me. I've got my first male coach, Gil, who is also messaging me. Why am I doing this? And you know what? I lost my diamond ring recently, and I'm working on it right now. I'm getting it back. And I go, you know what? There's a reason. I need to push through this wall. And it's not really a wall. It's something that I'm experiencing for a reason. Everything happens for a reason. God has a plan. That's what I truly believe. My why. Tonight's speaker, CJ, or Karen McDonald, she brought up some of the few aspects that are very, very powerful. Digging deep and finding your why. Now, once I started actually expressing why I started coaching, it wasn't just because people wanted to lose the 10 pounds like I did on 21 Day Ultimate Reset. It was those females reaching out to me saying, wow, I kind of relate to your experience. You were kind of depressed. And I go, yeah, that's a scary thing to talk about. You can ask anyone that went to the academy with me or my family members. I was in a very dark place. There were really bad things that have happened to me, and I was isolated. And the moment that my sister, Annie, reached out to me and said, here is an opportunity, I said, yeah, okay, yeah, I trust you. And then I kind of got afraid. So the moment that you get afraid and you have fear, literally those moments will pass if you just push through, and there's something on the other side. So let's talk about my why, and maybe we can share that on the post below. My why not only goes from this right here, this man that's not here, insert him right next to me, he's in the field, and it's my family. So imagine yourself pulling up to your house, and there is a fire blazing. And you pull up and you see your kids, your family members, your dog sitting there, and the fireman's like, sorry, we lost everything in your house, but here's your family. Would you feel relieved? Yeah, you would. Scenario 2. You pull up to your house and there's a fire and the firemen are like, I'm so sorry, they're still in there. What would you do? You would probably run into the house, wouldn't care about yourself. You would go in and grab them and pull them out, right? So imagine yourself and your future. Are you going to go into that house, a scary, daunting house, and go after your dreams and pull them? Or are you going to go, I feel comfortable, I'm good, and I've got everything right now. Like, I'm okay. So that's the scenario that Carrie McDonald talked about, and I'm going to go back to my notes because I have a really bad memory. And we talk about dreaming and dreaming big. When I was a little girl, I wanted to be a fighter pilot. Unfortunately, it didn't happen. I also wanted to be a horseback rider. Fortunately, I have a back injury that didn't happen. But I know when I was little that I wanted to love on people, and I wanted to inspire them, and I wanted to be in the Olympics. I wanted to do all these things, but I had shoulder surgeries. So what happens when we lose sight of our childhood dreams? We get used to it. Like, we go into life and we just do what we need to do to get by. And that's not what this opportunity is all about. It's not about that. It's about dreaming again. And I want to share a little bit on my why and my dream. My why I coach, is to lift others out of darkness and show them the light, the way that life is supposed to be lived, and how we are created and how we're supposed to live life by design. That's my why. Purely and simple. If you cannot spout out your why, maybe there's some time to dig. We need to dig deeper. Because the times that you may not hit Success Club right away, the times where you feel like you're not growing and you're not being a successful business person, you've forgotten your why. Why did you do it? Did you do it because you don't feel free? You don't feel free in your body? You can't be naked in front of your husband or spouse? Are you trapped by loans? Or do you need to pay a lawyer? Do you need to stay home because your kids have needs and they crave your attention, so they're acting out? Do you have a husband who travels, who's in the military, and you literally feel like you aren't, you're not free? You can't feel free if you feel trapped. You are independent. You are a parent. You are a spouse. You are a daughter. You're a son. And your mission in life, we're all created to connect. And I think what's an amazing experience that this isn't a corporate America job. We don't work 9 to 5. We can figure out when we need to work, and we can go to those doctor's appointments. We can see our mom and dad. Like, we can fulfill the dreams that we want to fulfill and go travel and go pick up and go leave and not worry about having to report in on Monday morning, because we can actually dial in and listen to National Wake Up Call. So if you have these things, I'm going to go back to the dream. Remember the dream. Did you want to be a marine biologist? Did you want to be a Navy SEAL? Did you want to be America's Next Top Model? What did you want to do when you were little? And personally, I think that being a wife is pretty cool. I'm not going to say that I'm disappointed. The importance of your why. This is something, your why is what keeps you going when you face rejection or opportunity. What drives you? You have to know it. That's the notes that I took. I'm passionately in love with helping people and wanting my family to get the best of me. This business is a ticket to your freedom. And freedom can be many things. If you found yourself wanting financial freedom, you're going to want to give back like Micah did. She wanted to pay off her husband's vet bills. She did. She had her why. She was on fire. She hit diamond in, 37 days? She had her why. And you know what? Now it's like, holy smokes. She got that and she's still on fire. Look at her. There's a moment in time where I've seen this happen to me, where I was watching the upline coaches, and I go, oh my gosh, I heard this video, some national wake-up call or something. There is a time where you stop watching and you start doing and doing and doing, and guess what's happening? People are watching you, and they're imitating you. So, you know what? I think that the importance of your why is just as important as knowing what matters in your life. Who would you go into that burning house? Is it your mom, your dad, your sister, your brother, your cousin, your friends? And who are you positively impacting by doing this? You don't know who you're positively impacting, but you know what? Those direct messages that you receive, I literally just sat down and I was like, okay, I'm going to do this video. And right before I see these messages from these random people that I have been messaging all day, just hoping to hear from someone, random person goes, Sarah, I've been seeing your Shakeology post and I'm very inspired. And would you mind if I, gave your contact to them so they can buy through you? And my wife wants to do your free challenge group. Oh my gosh, thank you. Like, hallelujah, my work is paying off. People are watching you. So start doing. Know that people are watching you and they just are looking for consistency. And if your why isn't consistent in your head, then you're going to slow down. And if it's not deep enough, you're going to hit a wall. So these are things I want to nail down. And I really hope that you understand how important your why is. My why goes far beyond getting people out of the darkness and not feeling like they have suicidal ideation. I have a why of sharing the light to those who feel like they have no more. And also, I have a really soft spot for people who feel like they're recycled and they have reached their potential, so they just, they're going to sit by and just watch. Because I did that for 2.5 years. I watched a lot of Netflix, actually. I watched seasons, and my husband came home, and there were candy wrappers everywhere. I still had my pajamas on. I was glued to our couch. That couch is pretty comfy still, but I was going nowhere. I was going backwards, and I was sucking the life out of him, and it's time to pay it forward. He was there next to me throughout my entire depression. And my why is to show him thank you. And thank you, God, for giving me the ability to be on this earth and serve others. So I hope you know your why. And if you can do me a favor, post below your why. And hopefully your downline will see that and post theirs as well. Take care. Good night.